Welcome to day 24, where we are going to talk about how to calculate the number of IP addresses based on the CIDR. CIDR basically we used to pass in the VPC, the AWS Virtual Private Cloud. And there, for every VPC, we used to pass the CIDR range, correct? And how do we calculate that? How many number of IP addresses are allocated for that particular VPC, correct? Based on that, you can create the different kind of subnets within that particular VPC. So just take one example that you are given the example CIDR as 192.168.1.0/24. What is the CIDR now? CIDR notation is a method for representing IP addresses and their associated routing prefix. The format IP address slash prefix length. So thus this 20/24 will be called as prefix length, and this 192.168.1.0 is called a IP address. That means this is a network code, network range, correct? Now if we explain this particular this detail of the CIDR which is given here, correct? /24 indicates that the first 24 bits out of all this, correct, 192.168.1.0, first 24 bits of the IP address are reserved for the network and the remaining bits are for host. As you can see here, first 24 bits of the IP address are reserved for network and the remaining bits are for host. Steps to calculate the IP address range: identify the network portion. So the first 24 are for the networks and remaining are for the host. Convert the IP address into binary and take the first n bits. So here we do have 192.168.1.0. We have to convert this into binary, correct? Here is the conversion for this binary, correct? 192.168.1.0. How do we represent it in the binary? The first stands for 1, then the double of that 2, then the double of that 4, the third one, then the double of that 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and then 128. 128 plus 64, this double one, this 64, and this 128. Together becomes 192. Similarly, 168 is converted into the binary using all these binary numbers 1 and 0. Then 1 stands from here 1, and for the 0 it stands for all the 0. So here out of 192.168.1.0/24, the first n bits is your prefix length, and here as well you can see the first 24 bits of the IP address, this are for the network and remaining bits for the host. Here you see the total number of IP addresses which will be available to use in this CIDR. So here we are talking about, correct? After the /24, as you can see, so yes, this one. So after the /24, you see the number of host bits 32 minus 24. So how do we calculate the number of possible IP address ranges which can be used at least, correct? So you have to do 32 minus the value which is after the slash, correct? That's your prefix length. 32 minus 24 becomes your 8 bits. Then you have to do the power calculation. This gives 2 to the power 8 equal to 256 possible address. Out of this 256 addresses, there are two addresses which are already blocked. The first address is the network address and the last address is broadcast address. So you have to subtract minus 2 out of the possible addresses. So you have to do the 256 minus 2, it becomes your 254. So for this IP address 192.168.1.0/24, for this one the number of possible IP address range becomes 254, correct? So the range belongs from 192.160.1.1 to 192.168.1.254. So that's in this video we wanted to talk about, and in the next video we'll be talking much more about other topics. So till the time, thank you, bye bye.